Hey everyone, I am Steve Britton, and I'm going to say a quick hello to all intelligent people out there and to all the socialists and leftists out there. Remember that the secret is to bang those rocks together. Anyways, I'm going to say hello because this is blog number 1 of my new style. Maybe it's a vlog? Yeah, it's a vlog, isn't it? Yeah, vlog number 1. That's right, I'm going to try this for a while. We'll be setting up the Patreon thing in a little while, and we'll see how that goes. If you like what you see, please give me a like on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be trying to get a video out once a week. Won't be promising that until we see how things go, but we're going to start with this one. I was initially going to talk a bit about CNN and the Han a-hole Solo thing and how they're blackmailing and him threatening to disclose his personal information if he doesn't change his behavior. But quite frankly, something else has come up that I want to talk about first. So I may come back to the CNN thing later, but for now, I'm just going to say this. CNN, you suck. So what happened is a couple of days ago, somebody named Blaque, who's a YouTuber and Twitterer, decided to retweet a tweet that I had pinned almost a year ago, last November. And the tweet that I pinned read, "Safe space is a myth. You are not entitled to a trigger warning. Your feelings do not trump my right to voice my opinion. Hashtag get over it." It's talking about the safe spaces that you see on college campuses, like what happened at Brown University, where Christina Hoff Sommers came and the university set up a safe space with Play-Doh and coloring books and a therapy dog and videos of frolicking puppies. Not because the content of Christina Hoff Sommers' talk triggered anybody, but because her mere presence on campus triggered people. And people were feeling threatened because a conservative speaker or a second-wave feminist was on campus with them. So Blaque sends us out. Now, Blaque and I have many different opinions, I'm sure. Blaque is entitled to whatever opinions she wants. I am entitled to mine, of course, and that is really the point I was making. So she says, and I fully support her right to say this, and I fully support her right to disagree with me. She says, safe spaces are like an LGBT center, a sober home, and a shelter. Trigger warnings are content warnings that consider trauma. Okay, fine. You know what? That's not the same opinion as mine. That's not the same definition of a safe space or a trigger warning that I'm using. And we can have a discussion as to whether or not her definition or my definition is the right one. For now, I'm going to say I haven't heard of that kind of a safe space, but I can accept that as an argument. So that's what Blaque sent out. Now, what of course happens is, as typically happens with Twitter, is the mob formed. And it all started with this tweet from some strange person named Messina. I'm a big baby with a poopy diaper, and I think things should go my way, and I'm always right, and everyone else should grow up. Wah. Real intelligent there. That's not exactly what my tweet said, but okay. Anyways, of course, me being me, responded, I never fire until fired upon, but when I'm attacked, then A, it probably means I'm smarter than you, and B, I fire back with both barrels. I don't pull any punches. Anita's crazy, and I say, whines that people are harassing her, when all I see is socialists ganging up on conservatives. And she responds, I mean, who wouldn't want to gang up and beat the shit out of assholes who hate the poor? Can you talk about red herrings here for a second? I never said anything about the poor. But whatever. But of course, this starts the avalanche. And once the avalanche is started, it is too late for the pebbles to vote, to quote a famous person I know. It continues. Well, aren't you an ignorant cunt? would have been easier to say you don't give a fuck about war, rape, abuse, etc. victims. Actually, I do give a fuck about war, rape, abuse, etc. victims. I want them to get the help they need, and the help that they need does not include permanent access to safe spaces and permanent trigger warnings, quite frankly. If you have got the help that you need over time, eventually you're not going to need trigger warnings, or you're not going to need to retreat to a safe space. And if you need a safe space on campus because Christina Hoff Sommers is coming, then you probably shouldn't be on campus to begin with. You should be talking to a psychologist or a psychiatrist and getting the help you need. Because a college campus is somewhere where you're supposed to be exposed to different ideas, different thoughts, different opinions. And that is what I'm talking about here. No shit, asshole, but those of us with PTSD already have it hard enough. You could just be a decent human being regardless. Well, first, to quote Dennis Leary, I'm an asshole. Okay. But second of all, yeah, maybe I'm an asshole, but I'm also a decent human being. Ask my wife and kid. Actually, second thought, don't. Just leave my wife and kid alone. Up next is a tweet from somebody named Unfortunate Son. I very much do have a right not to hear your opinion. A right I can enforce in all sorts of ways, like blocking you. The right to voice your opinion does not equate to the right to having your opinion heard. If you don't like what I say, you don't want to hear what I have to say, then don't listen to it. This really isn't rocket surgery here. Oh, this one, if it wasn't so terrifying, it would be hilarious. Listen to this. This is what the people who need to learn how to bang rocks together says. Rights are a myth. You are not entitled to voice your opinion. You are granted the privilege by the state or by power. Get over it. No. 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 The right I have to voice my opinion is intrinsic. It is inherent. It is a right that comes from the very fact that I exist. It is not the state's power and privilege that grants me the right to voice or express my opinion. But it is there because I have a right to life, I have a right to liberty, and I have a right to property. And if you don't believe that, you are a sad, sad human. So, this goes on and on. Shut up, dick. Fuck your feelings and voice, cock. This is from someone named Nazi Puncher. Alright, and you see, that's the logic of the left. It's okay to punch Nazis, because Nazis are racist, Nazis are evil, Nazis are whatever. Anyone who disagrees with me is a Nazi. Therefore, it's okay to punch anyone who disagrees with me. That's the logic of the left, and that is why they need to evolve. This one would have been a good reply if it wasn't for the last 3 words. Safe spaces exist to make people, for example in the LGBT community, feel secure and safe, or addicts in sober homes, shelters, you dumb shit. You dumb shit. You see, and of course, that also want is such a way, that is such a great way to open up a discussion and have a conversation. You see, disagreement is an opportunity for discussion. But statements like that just totally shut the discussion down instantly, don't they? You see, and this goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And someone says that free speech, you can actually fight for free speech better by using your right to free speech to take out bad ideas from the marketplace of ideas. So it sounds to me, and this conversation with that person actually did go on a bit because that was a constructive opening. The person's thrust of their discussion was the marketplace of ideas can be shut down and bad ideas can be removed and disallowed from the marketplace because they are bad ideas. Now, to an extent, they have a point. However, The moment you start trying to disallow ideas as having been decided in the past as bad, and disallow anybody from raising them ever again, you are immediately stamping out free speech. Free speech is therefore no longer free, and therefore free speech isn't. And you end up with a totalitarian, fascist system. No thanks. Well then, I'll force you to hear my opinion. Fuck you, buddy. Fornicate yourself with a rusty butter knife. And he hashtags it, people you want to block. Oh look, the safe space triggered snowflake is also a racist. Figures. Yes, and that is a response from don't come whining to me, I'm not the one with the violent, oppressive, abusive ideology. You see, that's the point. Socialism is violent. Socialism is oppressive. Socialism is abusive. It requires those three things to be implemented in the beginning. So it is a violent, oppressive, and abusive ideology to begin with. And finally, it winds up with this one. Kill yourself, you stupid Canadian hoe. Well, first, thanks for misgendering me. I'm devastated. Second of all, what kind of person tells someone else to kill themselves? Think about that. You're suggesting the world would be a better place if I killed myself. That says far more about you than it does about me. Maybe you could actually show me what you mean. No, don't do that. I don't want that on my conscience, so don't. Please don't. Instead, go see a psychiatrist because you need some new stuff. This is a Twitter mobbing of what I would describe as Sarkeesian proportions. Yes, one Sarkeesian is now a measurement of quantity. But you see, what I find funny about this is these people are doing to me, and I'm a big person, I got broad shoulders, I'm not whining about it by any stretch of the imagination. I've got broad shoulders, I can take it. There's the block button and I use it copiously. But this is what people have been condemning Sargon of Assad, who is not responsible for the actions of others, for doing to Anita Sarkeesian. These people condemn what's happened to Anita Sarkeesian because they happen to agree with her, and then they turn around and do the same thing to me. Do you not see the hypocrisy in all this? It's incredible what people do versus what they say. And by the way, and I'll close with this: leave Anita Sarkeesian the fuck alone. Don't bother. She's a professional victim. She makes money from the harassment and the abuse that she gets. So just leave her alone. It's better to ignore her. Better to say, yep, you have a right to express that opinion. We disagree with it. And leave it at that. And go out, voice your opinion constructively. Go out, back it up with fact, back it up with logic, back it up with intelligent argument, and make your opinion known. And do not be deterred by the morons who attack you for voicing yours.